players were making. I have not seen this video. Somebody has sent it to me, and so it's an opportunity for me to be able to react to it. But the title of the video was, I made $732,000 per game. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Also, make sure you get that Teach Pack, 30% off your first order plus a free gift. And I'm hoping that you guys hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. We're going right back to the live show tomorrow. But today, I am unable to see whether or not you guys already hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. But I'm probably watching while I'm in a very, very important meeting in corporate America right now. Again, make sure you guys hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notification. This should be a good one. I'm assuming that this is going to be a good one. All of these are usually a good one. So let's get into it.
I think it's amusing to the viewer. What was the most money that was direct deposit into your account? Ooh. This means to my madness.
What was yours? You got to go first. No, you just said you think you made it.
No.
What number made you think you made it?
I'm going to go, but you got to go first. It's going to go just like this.
My first check, I was a third-round pick, and Mel Kiper's fuck ass lied to me.
Can't listen to him.
Fuck Mel Kiper. Like I said it for years. Fuck Mel Kiper. He told
Strong words. Strong words, Channing. Very, very strong words, but let's continue. I love watching these type of videos. Everything that comes back to the money is always interesting to me, but let's continue.
Told me I'm going to go between 20 and 32.
He told you or you saw it on TV?
I saw it on TV. Okay. Yeah, fuck Mel Kiper. So I was going to make $8 million. This before, oh yeah, Cam got caught up in that rookie scale. You got fucked because Sam Bradford got the real money and they caught you in that rookie scale. So that's why I was interested in how much money you made.
I'm going to tell you.
My third round, the Dolphins gave me a check after taxes for $588,000.
After taxes, which means that's his net. Now, a lot of these guys, again, you got to understand that these is kids. These is dudes that's coming straight out of college. They very, 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 most of them are in their very early 20s. And they got a check for $588,000. Now, they not thinking about no future. They not thinking about when they gonna retire. They not thinking about no injuries. All they know is I'm balling, and I can go and buy me a Rolls Royce. I can go out here and stunt. I'm probably gonna go get some jewelry or whatever, so on and so forth. I have not seen this video yet, but I'm balling. Can you imagine being in your early 20s and getting a $588,000 check after taxes? Which means that his check was probably closer to $1 million because he was in the highest tax bracket. Man, I would be looking at my stub. That's the type of dude that I was. When I first really started making money and I got my first big check, I was less concerned about what I was taking home and more concerned with what it was that I was giving to the federal government. I knew right then and there that I was going to be the money guy, that I was going to be the dude that run that bag up because I hated the idea that the government got a whole bunch of my money and they didn't even do nothing to get it. All they had to do was just do like this. Let me keep playing this.
And I usually ride through the drive-through and deposit my checks, but I wanted to go in because it was a bad red girl behind the desk.
Yes, sir. And you wanted her to see that
and I wanted to see it, and she saw me walk in the line and she didn't even look at me. And I walked up there and I dropped that $588,000 check. She called me Mr. Kraut.
Mr.
People do subtle things when they got money to show you that they got money, fam.
And she need an override, too.
Yeah, and she said, oh, Mr. Kraut. And the manager had to come and sign off on the check. And they deposited $588,000. But heading to the bank, you talking about the emotions, heading to the bank for $588,000. At where I'm sitting now, like, that's not real money. But as the 21-year-old that just got a $500,000 cash, I called my mom, I called my sisters, I called my daddy, I called everybody, and I sat in the car and I cried. And
Rule number one, first mistake is that he called everybody. First mistake, his very, very, very first mistake is that he called all of his friends and family because everybody was like, "Oh, we rich." But here's the other part of it is that when you first get money, you like, "Damn, I made it." It's kind of like, for regular people when they first start making $100,000 a year and they get that offer, right? They get that offer sheet that say $100,000 a year, or you get your first really, really big bonus check or something like that, right? And it's like, damn. But then as you continue to make it, it starts to become normal. And so, you get used to it. It's like the first time that you ride first class, it's like, damn, it's nice up here. But everybody else riding first class, like, man, I need to go and, I'm wondering if I got platinum status or diamond status yet because, or they thinking about Delta One or, at some point possibly flying private and all of this other. Like you get used to it and then you don't even think that that's a lot of money anymore because you're so used to making a lot of money. If you've been able to flip that or, make that for an extended period of time and then make the conversation now changes from, man, that's a big check or that's a lot of money to, man, I spend that in a month just in my investments because I'm trying to make sure that I can maintain a lifestyle for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying?
Smiled and I cried because this is more money than anybody in my family history has ever made.
Correct.
In a single year.
Collectively.
Or 2-3 years.
Collectively.
And that's what happened. And so $588,000 check is what my signing bonus was, the third round draft pick in 2005. And I knocked it down.
I mean,
Yes, Lord.
Hey,
I had to capitalize.
You dropped the check.
So you wouldn't knock that down. He probably went there. I'm wondering if the girl behind the counter actually went with him. You know what I'm saying? Did she go?
You dropped the check. Like that's not even a pickup line. You straight.
Yeah.
Like, you good to go.
You dropped the check, she dropped the drop.
Yeah, it's easy.
Give
and take.
I like
Really-
boobies.
A favor for a favor.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think
It's tricking, even if you got it.
like it's so crazy. We make jokes because they always talk about their signing bonus. I got $1,000 when I was undrafted free agent. They gave me $1,000. I remember after the draft, only the Saints and the Giants even offered me like an undrafted rookie contract. By the time I got off the phone with my agent, the Saints had pulled it. You know what I'm saying? And like Channing has this saying, because he always like effing up in our show, and we can't find him sometimes, and it's all.
Having partnerships, boy, and working with other people, you have no clue of what be going on behind the scenes. But listen, it gave him that dog. I'd rather be the guy at 21 years old that get that $1,000 and only have one offer on the table than the guy that got 588 because I guarantee you I'm going to be way more successful than that dude long term. I'm going to get the better jobs. I'm going to have a better work ethic. I'm going to have a different mindset. I'm going to hustle harder. I'm going to push harder. If we look in the NBA today, it's not the first round picks outside of the LeBrons, right? We're not talking about the Zions and the Ja Morants of that 2019 draft class. We're talking about the Jokic. Jokic was drafted, 30th or something like that? I got to do my research or whatever, but you get that dog in you. It's a whole nother mindset when you feel like you got left out or people they underrating you and all of that. It's a different. I like this. I like this.
He always goes, everything always works out. You know, and I remember, man, after taxes, it was like $683 or something like that.
600?
$683. And I just remember, though, this is when Steve Madden was hot. That was the only thing I bought. I went to the mall in New Jersey, and I bought me a pair of Steve Maddens.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, man, I could wear, and I bought some brown ones. I could wear these hoes with anything.
Anything.
It didn't matter. I was wearing them in the summer.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? But I remember, man, when Pittsburgh signed
I got a new love for this dude. I got a new respect for this guy.
me, Adam Archuleta had just got the biggest contract for any safety ever in Washington. And the coach from Washington called me and they was like, we want you to come back. All three of y'all gonna play, woo-de-woo-de-woo. And but they wanted him to come back on vet minimum. And I was like, well, that don't make sense to me. I was like, you just made him the highest paid safety in the league. all of us are gonna play, me, Sean, and him. Like, it don't make sense that I'm gonna be on vet minimum. So I go to Pittsburgh, man. And at the time, I was supposed to leave Pittsburgh and go to Seattle and Atlanta, free agency. At the time, Lawyer Malloy signs with Atlanta, and another safety is going to visit Seattle, and they thought they were going to sign him. So at the time Pittsburgh offers me the deal, I have no other deals on the table. Turns out after I sign with Pittsburgh, or I tell them I'm coming, the Seattle thing opens up. I think like Tennessee or somewhere else opened up. But at the time, all I had was one deal on the table. And so it gave me no choice. Like, I had to pick that. And I remember I got more guaranteed money, but my signing bonus was 1.7.
1.7.
1.7. And that was going into my 5th year. I'm driving to the airport, man. I called Yant and I called my mom. You know what I mean? I told them what was happening. And I cried all the way to the airport. And for me, after not being drafted, after being cut by the Giants, Washington giving Adam Archuleta, who I knew I was better than, the highest paid contract, telling me I could come back on vet minimum. It was the first time, and I even had to compete to start in Pittsburgh. It was the first time in the league I felt wanted. You know what I'm saying? So like, I didn't even cry. I wasn't even crying about the money.
Happiness.
I was just happy. I was like, finally somebody is saying you're at least worth this. And I remember I didn't have a financial advisor or nothing to that point because I was undrafted. I was always waiting to get cut. You know what I mean? Like, just always.
After that 3rd or 4th preseason game, you was the dude that was waiting on the phone call.
The first time I did taxes, I went to H&R Block. My mom took me.
These are NFL players. A lot of people don't understand how many players is on a team in the NFL. They got a practice squad that they pay, right? I'm telling you, man, that a lot of these players, just because they was in a league or they played in a league, it's so easy for them to be able to go broke because they not getting it like that. And you combine it with the fact that they financially illiterate. They go into H&R Block, which obviously we know that he's transitioned and he's doing really, really well now. But they go on to Junebug's tax service right up the street, and they still living with their mama, or they might have a flash in the pan where they get a little bit of money, and so they can step out a little bit. But then at the same time, they don't have the education, the literacy, the investment perspective. They don't have a plan for when they start to get out of the league, or when they get injured, or when they get cut, or when somebody come in and replace them, and so on and so forth. And so a lot of these guys are behind the 8 ball, and y'all think that just because they made the NFL or whatever, or they made the NBA and it was in there for 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years, and they supposed to still have money. No, man, no. These guys live regular, everyday lives, and it is not fruitful for them as a result of it at all.
They messed my taxes all up. They wasn't taking out when I was playing in Seattle. You folks, like, funny. I was jacked up.
Yeah.
But like, that was my
H&R Block.
Yeah, I didn't know. That's my mama went.
That's where my mama went. Make sure y'all join the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat.
CPA?
Duh, I was making $215.
For a long time of your life, somebody's doing these things for you, which goes back to my point. You're rich financially in your bank account, but you're broke as fuck, not knowing the essential steps that goes into being compliant to be a U.S. citizen. You gotta pay your damn taxes.
I thought I was.
Yeah.
I thought I was.
Yeah, you don't want that problem.
No.
You don't want Uncle Sam. That's the one big threat. I don't mess with Uncle Sam. But to extend the combo, in '98 when I got my first signing bonus, they weren't even doing direct deposit. That was $5 million.
So old.
I mean, hey, bruh. You know, I don't believe in old, man. I don't believe in that. But it was I did a 6-year deal, $5 million signing bonus. My next signing bonus was in 2003 was $8 million. Then 07 was $8 million.
That dude got a bag, didn't he? $5 million signing bonus, $8 million signing bonus, $8 million signing bonus. This dude was busting down them checks. Woo! I hope he has some good advisors on his team to actually help him make some smart decisions long term that allow for him to get the assets that pay him for the rest of his life. Make sure that, hey, athletes, come holler at Anton from Anton. Send me a DM or send me an email, antondaniels413@gmail.com. I'm going to help you be able to manage that more effectively. I can show you how to move a little differently to ensure that you're going to be successful the rest of your life. No wonder he went in the circle. That dude was busting down bags.
Then after that, the Jags cut me. I had to go to New England. I did a 2-year, $3 million.
Yeah.
But in terms of the biggest signing bonus, it was those two $8 million ones in 03 and then 2007. And boy, I know how the old school players before me used to feel when I got an $8 million signing bonus, right? Because I'm looking at these guys nowadays, the guys that are really, let's say they're like 6 men. If we're gonna, compare it to the NBA, there might be 6 men, 7th man. They're getting 20 million up front, guaranteed.
Just third down backs.
Bruh. But that's the game.
That's the game.
I understand, the multiple streams that the NFL is able to generate, the revenues, et cetera, et cetera. So, man.
And then guess what? Them dudes gonna be looking at the next dudes like, man, y'all getting 100 million, but guaranteed. They gonna be looking the same way.
Go get it, but be smart with it. Build together. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it is.
Yeah, let me flip it on you.
What was yours?
Let me flip it on. No, I don't watch that.
We gotta ask him. Because he got hit on that rookie scale stuff.
Yeah, but then he came with 100.
No. But first, Sam Bradford got 70.
Yeah.
And then you got 24?
22.
22. Like the league, but it's not 70, bro.
Bro, I'm still chasing that, trying to get what Sam got. You know what I'm saying? But for mine,
You can forget it. You can forget it.
my rookie deal was it was capped, right? And it was $22 million, all guaranteed.
What can the dude that get the 70 buy that the dude that get the 22 can't buy? I know we looking at it in a vacuum because it's hard to talk about it when you ain't in it, but when you get the $22 million guaranteed, it's like, what the hell? Like, and I know some people look at me and, some people in the Patreon and they see what it is that I bust down every single month and all of that other type of stuff from some of my businesses. And they like, man, but you still chasing it. And you always going to be on that chase is one of the reasons why billionaires and millionaires and 100,000aires, they all continue to be on that hunt because it's the chase. It's the chase for more. It's the chase to build greater. Once you open up that Pandora's box, you realize that you don't really have no ceiling. And so I can understand what he's saying as far as he's still chasing at 70.
And Drake had a song out, 25 sitting on 25 mil. Well, I was like, I'm 20 years old sitting on 22 mil. You feel me? And
it ain't really 22. It was probably more like 11, 12. But I mean, 11, 12 is 11, 12.
At that time, that was the most money that I've ever seen. So my signing bonus probably looked like, $6 million after taxes. So really,
signing bonus, $6 million after taxes. You know how much money he probably paid in taxes? Oh my God. I would be absolutely horrified. I know y'all thought I was gonna say I would be excited as a result of getting the $6 million after taxes. I would be horrified. Absolutely destroyed and horrified at the idea of giving that much money away for free. Because a lot of people, they just get the check and be like, oh man, it's $6 million. I be looking like, yo, but it was really 10, 11 before I did the 6. I ain't got I would be absolutely horrified.
Like 3.2 or whatever. Then I
wait. You said 6 million and then 3.2 after taxes. Come on, man. Hold on. Let me go back.
Like 3.2 or whatever. Feel me? And at that time, that was the most money that I've ever seen. So my signing bonus probably looked like, $6 million after taxes. So really like 3.2 or whatever.
From 6 million to 3.2 after taxes. Oh, wee. I would be absolutely horrified if I looked at $6 million and then 3.2 after taxes. Oh, that hurt my heart just thinking about it right now. That hurt my heart to think that you can take in $6 million and then pay and only get $3.2 million after taxes. That hurt my heart. Before I ever even got into the league, I would have immediately started some businesses and let me stop. Make sure y'all talking to the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. It's the adjusted gross income that they determine what that you got to pay in taxes. It's the adjusted gross income that they determine after whatever it is that you got to pay in taxes.
Then I hit the bank again at 14, signing a contract for 103. So that came back, I think that was like an $18 million signing bonus, which, so in a hard check, it looked like $9 million.
Signed a contract for 103 M's. $18 million signing bonus. $9 million goes to the IRS, state government taxes. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is horrifying. And again, I know people like, listen, but he had $9 million in signing bonus after that. Listen, for me, based off of how I'm looking at this is completely different. I'm not looking at what it is that he took to the bank. I'm looking at what it is that the IRS just got. I heard Kobe Bryant, the way that NBA players structure their deals, and I'm going to ask the next NBA player that I have an opportunity to interview. I heard that Kobe Bryant used to get his in one check a year. So whereas some people can get it every month, every 2 weeks, or whatever, so on and so forth, you can structure it however you want, that Kobe Bryant would get his one check per year. I can't imagine taking $9 million to the bank after looking at the taxes that come out of that 18. I would throw up. I would absolutely. And then they got the nerve to have Eat the Rich shirts.
See what I'm saying? So my base salary through that year, it wasn't the signing bonus that gave me that rush. It was that every Tuesday, when you looked at that account and you seen that plus or that green number that's coming in, man, I was looking at $732,000 every
game.
A game,
bro.
Could you imagine making $732,000 every single week? Every single week, you're making per game. You're making $732,000. That's why the ticket prices are so high. That's why we paying so much money for the courtside seats and stuff like that.
A game. That's throwing four touchdowns, one rushing, or one fumble loss and 3 interceptions.
Same check.
Same check. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm talking to young cats now, and I'm like, bro, don't sit up here and be in awe of the rapper that's falsifying this lifestyle. Like, bro, commit to something. Because once you commit to something, bro, you're going to get compensated for that.
You're the MVP.
Yo, Cam just gave gems. He just gave gems. You are going to be rewarded for your greatness. He just spit gems all day long.
Right. MVP in 15. And like Freddie T, you talking about the 8 mil, and now you see guys getting whatever. Think about
What about the guy that ain't getting nothing, that thought that he was going to really be getting the bag, but he got cut off of his first or second year, or he got an injury. That's really who the people we need to be having a conversation about.
the game has changed. Kirk Cousins.
Yes.
With the guaranteed contracts. Kirk has hit him for what?
He been kicking them.
$50 million.
He's been kicking them.
Robbing.
Right?
He's been kicking
robbing
them.
the league.
Think about that. Like Deshaun just
Hey,
got
Channing said he robbing the league.
230.
230 guaranteed. Like when you see the way the game is moving for your position, and you look at dudes, we're not even talking like if they start and they think they're going to start the next year, when they get these new contracts, how do you feel looking at that? Remembering that at a point in your life, you were the best football player in the world.
I mean, the competitive side of me, the hating side of me would be like, oh, man, they ain't worth that shit. You know what I mean? But I respect the game enough to say, man, go get you yours. Because if we all work together and we all play the same position, everybody's mentality isn't like this. I say, Channing, go break the bank. Right? Now it's gonna be on Ryan.
because then it's going to be your turn to be able to break the bank. And so it's better for us to work together than us to work against each other, because then we can break the bank together. Us getting money together is much better than us getting money apart. Even if we look like we competitors, we actually create an environment in which all of us benefit as a result of it.
Because how it is, if he signs for 42 mil, you play his same position, and you may have the better statistics, at least you're going to get 44. Then it's going to go to Fred.
Right.
Fred going to shoot it up again to 46. Then it's going to come back to me. Then I'm going to shoot him for 50. Then it's going to go back to Channing. He going to shoot him for 51. You see what I'm saying? Once you look at it through that lens, like, bruh, go get that bag. You know what I mean? Because it's only raising the market price for your position. So I don't look at it like, damn, he don't deserve that, because we all are fathers. We all are husbands, boyfriends. We got to do a great due diligence for our family, and this is our livelihood.
That's real. That's real. I think that was one of the realest things that I probably ever heard Cam Newton say. Yeah, man, it's that IRS, bro. Something else. When y'all start really, really getting money, even outside of your job, and you start getting that outside money, that business money, whatever it is that you do for a living,